Good morning, Bix Weir, roadtoruta.com with your morning horn of Z's, your sip or cup of coffee. We're still working on the translation. Today I want to talk about silver. Silver. Yes, it is being held down, suppressed. We've been through this 1,000 times. I would call this the Steve Mnuchin hissy fit. Uh, when you sit there and you're at the U.S. Treasury and you have computers in the basement that can drive the price of anything on any market to any price point with a click of a mouse, it's a very powerful feeling. I hope Steve Mnuchin feels real manly in the last week or so as he drove the price of silver down to around $15. I think it might even go below 15, which would be unbelievable. Of course, it is a buying opportunity for anybody who hasn't been in silver. For those of you who are sitting and stacking and waiting, add a couple more silver coins to your stack. It's a gift. Consider it a gift. And I'll go through some of the things that I've seen over the years and why I think it's a gift, and why I think I know I am going out today to my local silver store to stock up on as much as I can. I'm going for quantity today instead of quality. So I'll probably buy some 100-ounce bars with decent names for the whoever made the bars. You want to stay away from shady bars, and I usually don't go for the 100-ounce bars. I usually stick with 1-ounce rounds, eagles, pre-65 dimes, and nickels, or dimes, quarters, and half dollars. But today I'm just going for quantity. They're giving away silver at $15, and if they're willing to give it away, I'm willing to take it. So first, let's check out how the silver action went down. It was, of course, the slam, Happy 4th of July slam, a couple days ago, and it's all done with computers and derivatives. I've told you a million times. I've explained how it works. I've showed who wrote the computer programs originally and who does it now. So yeah, load up and wait. Don't use leverage. Never use leverage with silver. But look at that chart. I mean, it is a screaming buy. The 30-day chart is all Steve Mnuchin right here, from 1750 down to 1550. The 60-day chart, yep, they brought it up and they bring it down. It's not just the slam downs. When the price of silver went up in 2011 to close to $50, that was not a free market trading at all, not even close. That was done out of the White House, actually, by Obama's chief of staff at the time, Bill Daley. I'll show you my analysis of that pretty soon. So it's not just the slam downs, it's the slam ups. It's complete and total control, as Stephen Duveau would say. Complete and total control. And the 6-month silver, that's basically the reign of Steve Mnuchin. You can see at the beginning he wanted everybody to think, oh yeah, it's a new sheriff in town, Trump's going to do stuff. And then they slam it down to keep it under control. And then you think, oh yeah, look, we're coming up to the right after the May Day, the anniversary of the Silver Slam, May 1st Silver Slam in 2011. He brought the price up from 17 up to 1850, got everybody excited, and then he said, no, there's no new sheriff in town, I am going to take charge of this, and slammed it down below the opening of the Trump administration. And he brought it up again, slammed even harder, and the latest is just it's really pressing the issue to enforce that silver is not a good investment. Don't you dare go into silver. It's un-American. That's the next thing that'll come out, is as the price of silver rises 30, 40, 50, 60, 100, 200, 300. Steve Mnuchin and friends will say, and banker friends will say, it's un-American to hoard silver. You're all silver hoarders. Same old story. You can see the 1-year silver chart. 5 years, that is a false bear market induced by the bad guys. And then here's the 10-year chart. It was a induced rise up to 50 and induced slam. It hasn't been freely traded in a long time, 150 years for silver, and that's a long time. So let's see what the mainstream is saying. The mainstream traders are saying about the silver situation. This is from Zero Hedge. Why one trader thinks, quote, quote, silver's plunge is nearing completion. It's complete when Steve Mnuchin decides to click that mouse in the basement of the Treasury. But let's see what the word on the street is. Precious metal fans have had to contend with a triple whammy this year. Not only is the dollar weaker, not only have cryptocurrencies seen by some as natural alternatives to safe precious metals, especially among the younger generation, soared since the start of the year, blowing out all other asset classes, including precious metals. But gold and silver have largely gone nowhere despite a year of political volatility and central bank confusion. I would say it's central bank manipulation, a different shun. But I think it's run out of the Treasury right now. Steve Mnuchin and his mouse. Probably on his laptop, maybe even his iPhone. He can slam the price of silver on his iPhone. You can do it. All you have to do is click a mouse or click an enter button. Here is a ray of hope, however. According to Bloomberg's macro commentator, Mark Cudmore, silver's justified plunge. Who justified it? As gold and silver have a strong correlation with real rates, is finally nearing completion. As we are approaching the point where both higher yields and lower yields have the potential to boost the asset class. The technicals are also turning. In euro terms, silver is looking stretched to the downside based on the relative strength index, a momentum measure. It should also be supported by its 31-month upward trend line, which is testing now. Finally, Monday is the first day of silver and gold futures trading on the LME. That might provide a fresh source of excitement and buying interest. And of course, it was slammed. So clearly, it was slammed today. So clearly, the Bloomberg plant, this article is planted in Bloomberg to get people excited and then to chase them away. Finally, while there are clear dangers involved when trying to catch a falling silver knife, Cudmore notes that a risk-reward analysis makes an attempt appealing. So this guy's saying, because it's gone so low, and he's looking at all the technicals. Technicals mean nothing in a rigged market run by a computer program in the basement of the U.S. Treasury. What do technicals mean? I mean, if anything, technicals should be seen as places they're going to make their maneuvers. We hit the 50-day moving average, nowhere to go but up now, and then they slam it. That's what technicals are used for these days. A whole different world. And on that note, everybody has commented on how lackadaisical Silver Eagle sales are. This is 100%, according to Ted Butler, 100% the fact that JP Morgan is no longer buying Silver Eagles. They were the impetus for the Silver Eagle explosion from 10 to 20 million ounces a year to close to 50 million ounces a year, and the U.S. Mint had to even stop producing Silver Eagles. Mainly because JP Morgan was loading up on physical Silver Eagles and storing them in their warehouse. So you now see over here on the far right, silver totals, a huge month in January with 5 million ounces, and then nothing exciting. These are all lower than previous years, at least in the last 10 years. And then May had a big jump. Probably JP Morgan saying, I have a delivery I have to meet. And then nothing exciting. Will that change? Yeah, that will change. And all those people who are worried that the cryptocurrencies are stealing all the thunder from gold and silver, the cryptocurrency market is $100 billion, or all of them right now. And that kind of money is nothing in the gold and silver markets. It's barely a blink when you're trading 130 billion ounces of silver every year on the COMEX. And the LBMA trades even more than that. According to the LBMA, I think it was a Reuters article, it was $5 trillion in silver was traded. It was either last year or the year before. That's with a T. So trillion in just silver. And that's just one market, the LBMA, the London Bullion Market Association. So yeah, insanity reigns supreme, and the cryptocurrencies are not taking away from the gold and silver prices. You need a lot more money to do that than just $100 billion. you're going to need $100 trillion to make a dent in gold. And that's kind of the way the game is played. And so if you're buying the cryptos, keep buying, and then take your profits here and there and buy a lot of silver, physical silver in your own possession. No third parties. I don't care how nice the people are that are storing it for you. No third party storage can be allowed, because when the system falls down, of course, all the guards will steal your silver. And it's a perfect spot for nationalization of silver, and the government will probably go after silver and gold. Mining companies definitely, especially mines held in other nations. An American mining company holding silver in Mexico. Good luck capitalizing on that. So no, I'm not a fan of the mining companies. Mainly because the stock certificate situation, you don't own that share of stock. It's never been put in your name. Your money was never put into that stock. Check my work on the DTCC, and you'll see exactly where that money goes. It goes into a pool that the banksters can leverage. And your brokerage account, your retirement account, does not own anything in your name, not at all. And that's your fair warning. And that's why the cryptos are so great, because they can even go around the DTCC, which is really exciting. And it really is a new world developing in the cryptocurrencies. I'm excited about it, because no longer will they be able to do this. This was my analysis. Now, this is the front page of the Road to Ruda, roadtoruda.com. First of all, right here on the left side, right here, you get a free book, and put your name in to get emails at roadtoruda.com, left side. And then this article right here, JP Morgan Operation Silver Slam, is an article I wrote in 2011, analyzing the complete truth, I believe, behind how silver went up to $50 and then got slammed down on May 1st, the drive-by shooting. And it goes through previous JP Morgan slam scenarios. They did the same thing in November 2005 with natural gas, when they were hired by the Fed. And I even have the documentation that says the Fed is giving JP Morgan access to trade in natural gas. That was right in here. They brought it up a little bit, and then they slammed it down. And everybody thought it bottomed here, and then they slammed it down further. That's what how JP Morgan trades. Completely criminal, but they made billions. And then it talks a little about GATA. Here's my friend Bill Murphy when he was talking about Andrew Maguire, the whistleblower stuff. All came to nothing because the CFTC is in charge of protecting the manipulators. That's their job. Market stabilization. And then it goes into who rigged the silver market in 2011, who made it go up to $50 an ounce, and who made it go down to $20 an ounce back right at the end of the year. And there's the guy right in the middle. His name is Bill Daley. He was hired on mid-January of Barack Obama, his White House staff. He was the chief of staff, as a matter of fact. In January 2011, he was the head guy of JP Morgan's SWAT team, is what Jamie Dimon called him. And that was the front page of Money Magazine in 2008. And Bill Daley, there he is. He's the guy who went into the Obama White House just to rig the silver market to keep the game going. He brought silver up from $20 to $50 and then slammed it down, and then left at the end of the year when he brought it back down to $20, $25. And it goes through how he did it, and then it shows a couple charts of exactly what happened. Right here is when Bill Daley got into office. He set his computer program, boom, right to May 1st, slam down, and they continued to slam it down and had to continue it to this day. And then Bill Daley left in, I think it was January of the next year, a full 1 year to rig the price of silver up and rig the price of silver down. So that very interesting article. Check that out. A quote from Jamie Dimon, who is the completely un-American American. His rigging machines and how they are such a criminal organization. They were talking about weakening the dollar, And here's what Jamie Dimon said, and this is a quote from Jamie Dimon. If the U.S. was going to, weaken the dollar purposefully, he said, quote, I would have hundreds of people working around the world protecting our company from that kind of event. We would get prepared for it way ahead of time, like I would be taking really, really drastic action. It would be really unpleasant. Basically threatening the U.S. government to to stay away from his world, which is the world of $5 trillion traded every day out of his Florida, I think they call it his deep money operation in Florida. They transact $5 trillion a day in basically fraudulent transactions. Complete criminal organization. So that's how the silver market is rigged. That's why I think today is a good day to go in there and buy silver sub $16. It's almost laughable. And don't forget to join the Road to Ruta. This is Bix Weir. Probably have another video later today. Lots to catch up on from my birthday vacation. But we're back at the office and things are going well. So make sure you buy your silver today and tomorrow because it won't stay sub 16 very long. We'll talk to you later.